Hello, today is Sunday, November 9th, and this is going to be a segment where we will talk about conscious co-creation, or more so amongst the consciousness of our conscious mind, and where it's been, where it's evolving, and where we can move from here from what I have seen. And right off the bat, the first thing I'd like to point out is that when I was doing my economy videos, I got my subscriber rate up pretty high, and a lot of people love my videos, and some of those who are watching this video now, I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. That's not to say I'm not going to do any more, but my focus right now is on the conscious mind. Now, with that being said, what I am noticing right now is that I'm starting to know what is right in this world and what is wrong in this world. What I think is not correct versus what I think is correct, which would definitely be a form of judging. So that's just going to tell you right there that us as being judgmental in some way or another is not going to go out, at least in the next few decades or centuries. There's always going to be judgmental. In fact, judgmental will stay with us probably until the end of time. For as long as there's one segment of negative energy, there has to be some form of judgmental. So, I've been looking at a lot of stuff. I've been thinking about, obviously, is war something that is correct? Is having a monetary system where we make it so that rich get really rich, we make extremely a large amount of poor people. Because if we look at the 7 billion people or so that are on the planet, over 75-80%, and correct me if I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong it's probably higher than that number, but about 75-80% are most likely considered really poor because of the way the monetary system is working. They got it set up as greed. And we are noticing that a lot of people are realizing that is wrong, and you're just following the schedule right now of creation, and that's what this level is all about. It's understanding what is right and what is wrong. And I know I try not to judge, but to be honest with you, I mean, I'm judging love over fear, so yeah, I think I do judge. But not in the way as in like, oh, you're doing something bad. I mean, that's the type of judgmental that I've been doing well as far as getting rid of. And one of the things that I'm really loving right now is love, because to me, it seems, the way I've been thinking, is that the feeling of love is correct and the feeling of fear is wrong. And the one thing that I do know is that there is no such thing as right or wrong in this world. And I will be talking later on, not in this video, but there is a feeling of having too much love. So those who have had an extreme amount of feeling of love would know what I'm talking about. And I will tell you what I know later on about that feeling. It's not much, but it is at least something. So my feeling right now is knowing that love is correct. And the way I think, I mean, I don't know if this is correct or not. This is obviously a theory, maybe a belief. But it seems as if each individual soul is a competition for the energy that's in the universe. And the movie, The Secret, or the book, The Secret, says in it that there is enough of this energy of the law of attraction for everyone. And I have two comments to say about that. The first one is that there is not. But there is plenty out there, more than you're going to need. And if you say, for example, we have this world, you'd have to watch my previous Mind Kellen video to understand what I'm talking about. but there being about 40% or so of the energy being of love right now. I think it's around 42. The way that energy seems to be going, the way the shift is moving, it seems that the love percentage is anywhere between 38, 39, 40, 41, 42%. So, the theory is that if you're using the law of attraction for love, and say, for example, that the energy level is 40% love, you are drawing from that 40%. And considering the world is really negative, the select few that start doing this first will probably, or has a chance of being supreme, as in the fact that they are using more of the law of attraction. I'm not saying they're supreme over the others, because from what I have been feeling and reading, it seems that no one person is more superior than the other, and the supporting factor on that would be because we are all one. I am not too sure what the percentage is, but of the 7 billion people that are on this planet, how many of them truly understand that to move to this ascension, they have to feel the shift and move forward? And the majority of the people are not. A big reason for that is that through the media, through the way the governments have worked, and they brainwashed us. But if you look at the way consciousness has gone, that's not a surprise. In fact, that's part of the way creation was intended to work at that moment. They brainwashed us by television. That was a big way of brainwashing us. They put all of these news shows on, and of course they're going to make them depressing because they want you to feel bad. So most of the news stories are in fact bad. If you look at the way these movies are done, especially the older ones, there would be a lot of violence in these movies. And that was because of the negative energy at that time that consciousness was having. They brainwashed us with slave labor. And we still have slave labor, so they're making it so that you work all of these hours doing tedious work, hoping that you complain about it. I don't know if we know what exactly we should be doing as far as creating on a conceptual physical level, because we're going to probably figure that out as we evolve. But how many hours should we be doing of each different thing? I mean, this is something that we're going to be realizing what is best for us, and everyone's going to be different. There's going to be people who are wanting to build houses because they have the ability to. I think realistically it's going to be technology that will do all the slave labor that we've been doing now. But that's a long process, of course, because we're probably at the baby ages of technology. The energy that used technology used it from here to now in a negative way. They used it for war. They used it for capitalism and profit. That was the time that it was going on. The consciousness, the creation the consciousness had, was for it to happen. The last cycle we had was the power cycle. And in the power cycle, that was the Industrial Revolution, and that was power overturning law, and boy did it ever.